Zoom. All right, guys, if you're excited, drop a 1 in the chat. I'm so excited to get this started. I'm so happy and grateful for this opportunity to just give and just share everything that I learned from Uncle Bobby P. Uncle Bobby P completely changed my life. Later today, I'm going to be on my coaching call with him. He mentors me on a private call, and I'm just so excited to learn this information and give it to you guys. This is literally strictly to help you become a better leader, to help you grow your team, but and also how to help your team get better production, how to get the most out of your people. You see, Uncle Bobby P says this: within us, within our mind, is spiritual divinity. That divinity is looking for expansion and fuller expression. And if somebody is not moving to their highest potential, it's because they lack awareness. When you know that God lives in every cell of your body, when you know you have infinite potential, when you know you have unlimited resources in your body that you can tap into, you begin performing better. Your incomes get better. Your relationships get better. Your team, your productivity, everything around you gets better. Christy, when Christy gets in here, she's resetting her Wi-Fi right now. When she gets in here, can you let me know? Okay. So guys, I want to go ahead and introduce myself really quickly. If this is your first time, my name is DeAndre Saxton, and I am a certified Bob Proctor Consultant. I'm 24 years old. I am from San Diego, but at the time of this recording, I am in Medellin, Colombia. I love it out here in Colombia. So this is what we're going to be talking about. This is what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, I think Christy's on now. Okay, this is what we're going to be talking about. You can follow me at Miami Patron. Is that you, Christy?
Me.
There we go. Awesome, awesome. So here's what we're going to be talking about today. Today we are talking about self-image, but two parts. We're talking about team self-image, and we're talking about your own self-image, and then the image that your team holds. Christy was on my last call. My client call was at Monday, and she's like, DeAndre, this is the lesson we need to do. This is the lesson that needs to get out there. This is the lesson that people are going to have quantum leaps. Quantum leaps. And without further ado, I want to introduce today's co-host. I am so grateful that she got on this call. We actually met back in 2019, I think it was. I moved to Miami 2018, so it was 2019 because I met Jason in 2018, my first month in Miami. And I've just been seeing the amazing growth. I've been hearing, everybody's been telling me about the growth she's been going through, just leadership. Just leading people down a path of prosperity. And I'm seeing her Instagram stories. I'm seeing what she's doing for her team. And she exemplifies leadership at the highest level. I will not be surprised that within the next 6 to 12 months, Uncle Bobby P is coaching her teams and just doing something absolutely amazing. I'm so grateful that Christy came on this call, and she's doing something absolutely amazing. She's going to be doing, I guys want you to understand. You see, one of the things that I love is I see people not where they're at, but who they're going to become. Christy represents character, leadership, generosity, and just humility and coachability. And I'm so grateful to have this co-host, Miss Christina Stone. Go ahead and tell the people who you are, what do you do, and introduce yourself.
Oh, wow. That was quite the intro. Thank you so much. I had no idea I met you back in 2019.
Yeah, but at the Epic Talks with Melissa.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I just met you like 2 months ago. But anyway.
Yeah, I was just getting started
back then. Thank you so much for having me. I am so humbled and grateful to be here as well. I love that I have attracted you into my life, that you have attracted us, and we're vibrating high. Like we're vibrating. That's why you're all here on this call, because we're all vibrating high. We all want to be millionaires. We all want to grow. We all want to better ourselves, and that's why we're here. So my name is Christy Stone. I am 29 years old. Oh my God, no, I'm not 29 anymore. I'm 30. Holy crap, I forgot about that. I am a mommy. I'm a wife. I do network marketing. And yes, thank you, DeAndre. He just said I just got to the last rank, which, it's great. It's easy to edify people, right? When they're doing well. We talk about all the good stuff, the Lambo and the G-Wagon and the Range Rover. But I have to take you guys back, to where I come from. Because trust me, I am not the same woman I was a year and a half ago, number one, because I've been doing this industry for a year and a half. And number two, I come from a very humble beginning. Like I was very insecure. I was I was bullied for a very long time. I am Peruvian, born and raised. I came here when I was 14 and my parents lied to me. They told me that we were coming to Disney. So imagine being a teenager and not being able to say bye to your friends, not being able to say bye to your cute little boyfriend back in Peru, you know, or my cousins or anyone, period. I was just like, I'll be right back. I'm going to Disney. And anyway, long story short, I came here and I went to high school, and it was a really bad high school, like in the hood. And I was bullied for a long time. I ate lunch in the bathroom stall for 2 months and a half. And it's okay, you know, like probably 2 years ago, I would have not been able to tell you my story without crying, because I'm a crier. If you guys know me, you follow me, you know I'm a crier. But now I'm so grateful for everything that I've been through, because it's made me me. It's made me who I am, and I get to share my story. And through my story, through the pain, through the traumas is where people connect. And that is why I feel that I'm successful in what I do, because I'm a storyteller, number one, and because I love people. I love people. One thing that I learned recently is that every time I say that I love everything, because I love everything and I love everyone and I love this song and this is my favorite restaurant and you're my best friend and you're my best friend and I love all 329 of you, right? And my husband's always like, you just can't love everyone like that. Like, you don't know her. How is she your best friend? You don't know him. How do you love him? You don't know that song. And it's like, it's okay to love everyone and everything around you, because people hate for no reason all the time. So why can't I just love everything? And the reason why I love everything and everyone is because I'm full of love, right? But anyway, I was saying, I was not always like this. I have learned to change my paradigm. I have learned to say a lot of affirmations, and you know, I've been practicing what DeAndre teaches for a very long time without me even knowing. But I've always been a student. I've always wanting to better myself. I've always made the right choice for me to become better, because like I said, not only was I verbally abused by my parents, and not because they don't love me or because they weren't great, it's just that they were verbally abused. And it wasn't like in a mean way. It was, if you're Hispanic, you know that Hispanics grow with a very thick skin, right? Parents are always making those jokes like, oh yeah, you're ugly. Oh yeah, you're short. Oh yeah, you suck. You're lazy. You're never going to get anywhere. And it's okay. And everyone laughs, and they made it okay. And I thought it was okay. But to a little child, because I have kids, and when I got pregnant, I took parenting immediately, because I was like, hell no, I'm not going to do that to my kids, right? Everyone made it seem okay back in Peru. Like, I have 24 girl cousins on my mom's side and 17 on my dad's side. And on the 17 on my dad's side, only 10 of them are girls. But girls could be really mean, especially when you're little and you're Hispanic. And it wasn't either their fault. It was their parents' fault and then their grandparents' fault. And it's just the way that we're programmed. So my mission, not my mission, but what my intention with this call and with anyone that meets me or anyone that I speak to is for you guys to know that you can come from shit, you can come from crap, and you can literally break those generational courses. Okay, because that's what we're in right now. We're in the era of awakening. We're out here to better ourselves, to break those courses, to really teach people and share our story and share how we can become the best version of ourselves, because that's what I have become. Like, life is pretty freaking good right now, you know, and I don't say that to brag, but I want to share with you guys that I come from nothing. I come from trauma. I come from, not only was I physically abused and verbally abused, but I was bullied, and I thought the worst of myself. I was insecure. I would never talk to the camera. I thought I was so ugly. I thought I was worthless. Back in Peru, you know, we're programmed to believe that if you don't go to college and you don't have an education, you're a failure. You know, like that has been telling me my whole life. My parents, you need to go to college. They were always comparing me to my lawyer cousins. Like, look at your cousin, she's a lawyer. Look at her, look at him, look at, she's doing this, she's doing that. I never liked school. So because I didn't go to college, or, you know, I didn't like school, period, I always thought I was a failure. And I was 25 years old, being a stay-at-home mom, depending on a man, which I told myself as a little girl, I was never going to depend on a man, because my parents would always fight about money. And there I was at 25, depending on a man, without a career, not going to school or doing anything for myself. And I thought the worst of myself. And I have been able to change my self-image, which is what we're talking about. Yeah, that's a little about me. So take it over, DeAndre.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay. All right, guys. So without further ado, what we're going to do now is we're going to pass it over to Uncle Bobby P. Let's get this going here. Boom. All right. So let's go ahead. You guys can see my screen, right? So everybody go ahead and over the next couple minutes, you want to go ahead and mute your cell phones because this next couple minutes, all right, you guys are going crazy. You didn't even give me time to disable that. Damn. All right. I don't even know how to take that off. All right, please do not write on the screen. Be respectful here. Enable. Okay, let's do it. All right, so without further ado, let me pass it over to Uncle Bobby P, learning about team self-image.
Well, every person has an image. Now,
you guys can hear this, correct? You guys can hear this?
Results are a reflection of your image. If you don't like your results, you can change your image. I have changed my image on 3 or 4 occasions. How do we do it? Well, this is where we put our mind to work. We put our conscious mind to work, and we consciously and deliberately choose the kind of person we want to be. You see, all the rest of the little creatures operate by instinct, which is perfect, and they blend in with their environment. We've got the ability to alter our environment. So we can sit down with our intellect and we can start thinking, what do I really want to be like? Now, what I generally do, I'll pick people I know that have qualities in their personality or in their character that I really admire. I'm not copying the person, just that particular character trait. And I'll build that into it, and I see myself being that way. In fact, I watched Bill Gove, and I watched Billy Graham, and I watched Earl Nightingale communicating with large audiences for years. And much of what they did is built into my presentation. It's built into my image.
Okay. The audio says not sounding good right now. Hold on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Don't worry. All right.
Every person has an image. Now, your results are a reflection of your image. If you don't like your results, you can change your image. I have changed my image on 3 or 4 occasions. How do we do it? Well, this is where we put our mind to work. We put our conscious mind to work, and we consciously and deliberately choose the kind of person we want to be. You see, all the rest of the little creatures operate by instinct, which is perfect. And
all right, Christina, what's the issue here? Is it the audio that's not working? Let's see. All right, is it the audio? Is the audio fine? Audio's fine. Yeah, it's gonna be lagging. So that's what happens with Zoom because I'm sharing a screen. Audio's fine. Okay, so just to let you guys know, because I'm sharing my screen, there's a lag in the video, but as long as the audio's fine, that's just how it is, okay? So as long as you guys can hear it, that's how it is, okay? It's because I'm sharing my screen. All right, let's do it.
Every person has an image. Now, your results are a reflection of your image. If you don't like your results, you can change your image. I have changed my image on 3 or 4 occasions. How do we do it? Well, this is where we put our mind to work. We put our conscious mind to work, and we consciously and deliberately choose the kind of person we want to be. You see, all the rest of the little creatures operate by instinct, which is perfect, and they blend in with their environment. We've got the ability to alter our environment. So we can sit down with our intellect and we can start thinking, what do I really want to be like? Now, what I generally do, I'll pick people I know that have qualities in their personality or in their character that I really admire. I'm not copying the person, just that particular character trait. And I'll build that into it, and I see myself being that way. In fact, I watched Bill Gove, and I watched Billy Graham, and I watched Earl Nightingale communicating with large audiences for years. And much of what they did is built into my presentation. It's built into my image of myself. So we sit down and we write out a description in the present tense. And we do that. That's an exercise of our intellect, our conscious mind. And then we will take that and we totally relax and we start to see ourselves as that person. This is called imagined reality. It's the actor's technique. We act as if, and we literally become that person. Watch movies. I watched 2 movies. They've been around for a long time now. Patton, George C. Scott in Patton, and Lawrence of Arabia with Peter O'Toole and Omar Sharif. Their acting was incredible. And as you watch it, you realize they took a script, they read the script, they reread the script, they memorized the script, they internalized the script, they became the script. Well, that's what you want to do. See, most people are extras in their own movie. They see other people and they think they're the star and I'm just in the supporting cast, or I may just have a walk-on. Make yourself the star of your movie. Your movie is your life. And sit down and build the picture and then totally relax and let yourself become that. And do that often. You may do it a few times a day. It only takes a few minutes. And totally relax. When I'd drive in a car, I'd see myself speaking at a convention to a large audience, totally relaxed, communicating effectively. Get Stella Adler's book, The Art of Acting. It's a phenomenal book. Stella Adler was one of the greatest acting teachers in the world. She taught Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando wrote the foreword in her book. The book was actually written by a man, I think his name's Kissel. He took all of her lessons, which were all transcribed, and he put them in a book. So when you read The Art of Acting, it's like you're in her class, and you're learning how to act the way you want to act. Live the life you want to live. Write your own script. The image that is fixed in your subconscious mind is how the rest of the world will see you. No one can alter your image for you, but you can alter it. You can begin living the life you really want to live. I used to be unhappy, sick, and broke. Now I'm happy, healthy, wealthy. That is not an accident. I created that. Now you'll understand why Dr. Maxwell Maltz said this was the greatest psychological discovery of his generation. He has helped literally millions upon millions of people through his great work with psycho-cybernetics. There is a science of control and communication locked up in you. It's your self-image. It's the image you hold of you. It controls how you walk, how you talk, how you meet and greet the world. Build a better image. See yourself as everything you're supposed to be. You know, Steve Bowe, who was a VP with Metropolitan Life one time, he says, God's gift to us is more talent and ability than we'll ever hope to use in our lifetime. Our gift to God is to develop as much of that talent and ability as we can in this lifetime. The wisest scientists cannot even guess at what you're capable of doing. There's something wonderful about you. Get in touch with it. Hold that picture. Become that person. I'm not talking about conceit. I'm talking about a healthy, conscious awareness of who and what you are. Be good to yourself. If you're not, no one else will be. Get to love yourself. Wake up and kiss yourself. There's something really powerful about you. See it. That's your self-image. I want you to think of this for a moment. Let's suppose that we bring a group of people together, 5, 6, maybe 8 or 10 people, who all have a very powerful self-image and who really understand the truth about their personality. They don't compete, they create. And they come together as a team. They would understand that the team has an image. Just the same as a corporation has an image, an individual has an image, so does a team. And the team that comes together in a corporation, or even in sport, and they build a powerful image, that team cannot be beaten because they're not competing, they're creating. They become a very powerful force. Just as when you hook a bunch of batteries together, you've got a lot more power. When you hook a group of people together, you've got a lot more power. We talk about this in another message on masterminding. But let's just keep it with a team right now. There's a team of people working together in your accounting department. There's a team of people working together out in the tool crib. There's a team of people working together in the sales department. See, a corporation is made up of departments, and departments are made up of groups of people. Now, I want you to imagine that you've got a team of people or a group of people, and some have a good image and some have a very inferior image. And some are very competitive and some are not. You've got a fractionized team there. You've got a team that just isn't going to go anywhere. One person's going this way, one's going that way. You haven't got a team at all. You've just got a group of people together that verbally say they're working on the same project, but they're not working together. There's nothing created. There's nothing accomplished. Do you know some companies are made up of groups like this? Those companies never get very far, and ultimately they probably go out of business. But the small company that comes together and they understand this concept, and they create an environment that's conducive to the unfoldment and the development of powerful teams, those companies just keep growing. They grow all over the world. And we're living in a global marketplace today. So do you see, if you want to grow, if you want to keep going, you've got to have powerful teams in a company. If you want to grow as a person, you need a powerful team helping you. I'm talking just on a social level. You want to mix with people who understand this concept. Understand this. Amateurs compete. Professionals create. You have creative faculties. You have creative potential. There's a power flowing to and through you. And when you bring a group of people together in a spirit of harmony, you have one of the most powerful forces in the entire world. And they're all working towards one objective. That objective is preordained. It's going to happen just as sure as it could start tonight. So if you're on a team, and there's people on the team that don't understand this concept, take a few minutes and share it with them. Tell them about the power of self-image. Sit down and explain it. Now you've got to understand it if you're going to do that. I had a great teacher one time tell me, Bob, you don't understand anything until you can explain it to someone else so that they understand it. So you understand it yourself and then take it on as your responsibility to help everybody understand it the same way. Because it's only when you're all operating with the same understanding that you come together. You see, you bring two people together and you got 11, haven't you? Multiply, it compounds. That's called compound power. And you've got the ability to do that. There is nothing like a powerful creative team. Do you know what it does? It turns work into fun. And it gives results that really count. You accomplish a lot more in a short period of time, and you have a lot more fun. You'll be anxious to get back at it. And that's living. Everything else is dying. Just like everything in the universe, there is a basic law that says create or disintegrate. So what the team's doing is creating or it's disintegrating. You make certain that you're going to be the member of the team that helps everybody understand this. And if you happen to see a person wandering off course, maybe they have a personal problem, you might suggest that you go and have a cup of coffee, just sort of a casual basis, or have lunch together. And sit down and get talking to them and get them to share their problem with you. See, a person won't share a problem with you until they feel you have the solution to their problem. Be a knowledgeable person. Make up your mind you're going to help every member of the team become a better member of the team. And you know what that'll make you? A wonderful member of the team. Make sure your team has power. And that is going to be determined by the image of the team. Everybody has the same image. We are a powerful, creative group of people, all working towards the same objective.
All righty, welcome back, welcome back. So what we're gonna do now, if you got a lot of value from that, drop a 7 in the chat. If you just learned about the team self-image and how it's more important to get your team in alignment with the image more than teaching a script. Some of you are teaching a script right now. You're teaching what to say in the DM. You're teaching what to say on the potentials call. But you know what's more important than what they say on the potentials call? How they view themselves. Because it's not, in the science of getting rich, Wallace Waddles says this: it's not what you do, it's the certain way in which you do it. It's the conviction behind your words. It's that conviction that makes a difference. You see, I've only been learning this for 3 months, but I'm convicted because it changed my life. It literally changed my life in such a drastic way that my family still does not believe my income right now. They don't believe it. Like, they don't believe what happened to me. But I'm so convinced because I internalized it. I was so humbled and I changed my self-image. You see, the DeAndre that was earning $3,000 a month is not that DeAndre that's earning $100,000 a week. Like, it's literally, I'm not the same person. I internalized this image and I changed it. So there's 2 self-images that you need to work on right now. Your personal self-image. Do you see yourself as a leader? Can you get on Instagram Live? I'm on Instagram Live. I have another few people watching on Instagram Live. Can you make that Instagram story? Can you reach out to that person? When you do that potentials call, what is the way in which you bring that energy? You see, people are drawn to energy. Leadership. In a times of uncertainty, people are looking for somebody that's certain. When you get on the potentials call, are you using, well, you know, this is a great opportunity, or you're like, no, this is what it's about. We can change your life. We can get you to where you want to go. We can get you to that dream that you want. What is it that you're providing for them? Remember, people aren't joining your company. They're not buying your product. They're buying a transformation. When you're doing that potentials call, when you're recruiting somebody, when you're getting that client, they're not buying a product. You guys are not on this call to be on a call. You are on this call to see what you can get out of it to grow yourself, to grow your income, to grow your team. When you understand that people are looking for transformation, everything will begin to change. Now, I want to go ahead and leave a couple notes about self-image, and then Christy's going to come on and talk about how to apply this to your team. She's literally in the trenches, showing this, exemplifying this. So let's talk about self-image. You have programmed in the deep recesses of your mind a perception of who you are, what you do, and what you're worth. This is referred to as the inner self-image. It is literally a control mechanism that determines what comes into your life or what comes out of your life. You know, I get on strategy sessions and people are like, oh, I'm looking for VIPs. I'm looking for new teammates. I'm looking for this. You don't look for them, you attract them. I was on a call with Mina last night, and for like literally 30 minutes, and she had like 3 VIPs sign up. And she's not even, it's like literally, she's attracting this based on her vibration because she's changing her self-image. If you're trying to work your way to your next rank, if you're trying to work your way to the top, if you're trying, let me tell you, you're going to try, and it's going to be very difficult. Christy did not try her way to SED. She's not trying her way to $1 million club. She changed her self-image. And this is basically when people are telling me, Christy, you used to be a little bit shy, and like you're a whole new woman now. Just like on Instagram and sharing your video and just exuding confidence. What happened to Christy? Like Bob Proctor says, she was an unconscious competent. She was unconsciously doing these things, but now she's taken it down to a science. She is now confident on her Instagram. She's now confident. And so guess what? When she gets on that potentials call, when she's speaking on a call, it's a different way. It's the certain way that Wallace Waddell talked about in Science of Getting Rich. She comes to as a certain way. It's the self-image. You want to triple rank this month? If you want to triple rank this month, drop a 1 in the chat. If you want to triple rank this month, if you want to get to SED, AED, whatever it is, 10K a month, 100K a month, if you want to get to that next level, it's going to come from a rewiring of that self-image. Now, you must understand you have 2 self-images. You have your external self-image and the internal self-image. I want you guys to understand right now, you realize I'm not teaching you guys how to recruit. She's not going to teach you about a sales script. She's not going to teach you about what to post. You realize this here, right? Are you guys starting to see when you get on a Bob Proctor coaching call or you get on one of my calls, you realize we don't talk about none of that stuff. You know why? Because all that stuff will fall into place when you get on the frequency of the person you want to become. Towards the end, I'm going to give you the action plan of what to do to get these massive results. So like I said, you have 2 self-images. You have your external self-image. That's the one you present yourself. This is how you walk, talk, dress, how you shake hands with somebody, how you dress, all the way when you look in the mirror, that's your external self-image. You see, for 5 years, I'm 24 years old. I started as 19 years old in entrepreneurship. For 5 years, I had the external self-image. I looked the part. Like, just go down my old Instagram. Like, I looked the part, for real. I always dressed up at the events. I always looked it, and I always, at the events, I looked the part. Everybody understands that self-image. Just look in the mirror. But here's the one that Uncle Bobby P told me, the one that completely changed my life. He said, DeAndre, you have an internal self-image. You cannot outperform your self-image. You cannot outperform the way you view yourself internally. You see, you can feel like you're a leader. You can be on all these leadership calls. But guess what? Right after this call, you might have to go live. And then that doubt in the back of your mind says, oh my gosh, what if I mess up? What if nobody gets on my live? What if I don't get that? What if I do a potentials call and nobody joins? It's going to feel bad. You see, those are the voices that are holding you back. It's not a recruiting script. It's not another meeting. It's those that's negative self-talk that's holding you back. That self-image internally is what is controlling your results. Now I'm going to pass it off to Miss Christina. And what she's going to do, she's going to talk about how to apply the self-image to your team, because she did it. She's literally going to tell you from experience what she did to not only change her self-image, but the image of her team. Because like Bob Proctor says, your team operates on an image. If I was to talk to a recruit that just came in 2 weeks ago, and I said, what is the vision of her company? What is the vision of your leader? Would they be able to tell me? And if not, that's why you haven't triple ranked. That's why you haven't double ranked. That's why you haven't had a quantum leap. But Miss Christie has done that from experience, and now she's learning to a science how to do it and get to the $5 million club and help all you ladies, or I have everybody's on this call, but to help other people do it. So Christy, go ahead and take it away. Let me unmute you. There you go. You're unmuted.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is it that you always say? We don't have business problems. We have personal problems that affects our businesses. And I believe that to the T, guys. If you guys think you can, you're halfway there. Because mindset is everything. And something that I've realized that I do differently is that I don't train. Yes, I train my team on products. I train my team on recruiting. I train my team on closing. But more than anything, 90% of my trainings is all about mindset, all about manifestation, law of attraction, morning routine, and visualization, which is huge. So the way that I change my self-image, I've always been a big visual. I've always visualized. I've always been fantasizing like a little girl. When I was a little girl back in Peru, do you guys remember that video from Love Don't Cost a Thing from J-Lo? I would close my eyes and see myself in that Cadillac. Mind you, I was in Peru, like in poverty, and I would see myself in that Cadillac. I would see myself at that mansion in Miami Beach, and I was like, I'm either I'm gonna Miami, I'm gonna marry a gringo. And the science behind visualizing is that your brain doesn't know the difference between a memory or something actually happening or something that's a reality. So your brain doesn't know that, right? So when you see yourself different, when you see yourself at that rank, when you see yourself as a chairman 500, when you see yourself as SCD, how do you act? You stand taller, you talk different, you have more calls because you have confidence. So that's the science behind it, right? So I feel like my team grew very quickly. It's because I've always trained my team a lot on that, on manifesting and visualizing, on literally closing your eyes. It's something so simple that most people miss it. That's the thing. It's so, to visualize and manifest is so simple that people think it's so silly that they don't apply it. But it's literally sitting down and seeing it and just feeling it so much that you cry. I cried. I saw myself giving that Cadillac to my parents before it happened. I saw it on like my first month of me joining Money. I closed my eyes, I saw it, I felt it, I cried, I believed it, and I was like, and guess what? As soon as I opened my eyes, I was on a red light, boom, a white Cadillac parked right next to me. And I was like, yes, it's gonna happen. Because the thing is that the more aware you are of your powers, because all of you here have powers, believe it or not, the more powerful you become, because you become more confident that you have those powers to really attract things. And they're not really powers, it's really just what DeAndre says, how you vibrate. You vibrate at a certain vibration that you attract those things, right? Like I don't have to recruit anymore. And market partners are like, let me get on your waiting list. Like, how can I join your team? And it's just because I'm vibrating high, because I already saw myself. I know where I'm going. I know I'm going to be in Africa building schools. Like I already saw it. It's already happening. It's already done. I already saw it. It's happening, right? Now, how am I applying this to my team? Number one, like I told you guys, I do train a lot on visualization, manifestation, law of attraction, morning routine, and all of that. That's literally like 90% of my training. And when I joined Money for a whole year, I wasn't training on that, because even though I was applying that to myself, when I joined, I was only being trained on products and business. For example, for all the people in IM here, you're probably being trained a lot on how to trade, which is fine. You need to know those things. But like Nano and DeAndre always say, is that success is 95% spiritual and your mindset and your personal development, right? So when I met DeAndre and Nano like 2-3 months ago, they have literally multiplied my business. It's not only mine, but obviously everybody on my team that's with them. I'm always willing to take the student seat. I'm always taking notes. I'm always learning from DeAndre. I'm always learning from Nano. So they made it okay for me to start training on the other side of me, the spiritual side that I wasn't training on. And now that I'm training on that, and I'm making my team write the scripts of their future selves and their goal cards. Who here has a goal card? Let me see. Vibe check. Vibe check.
Vibe check.
I love it. I love it.
Vibe check.
And it's okay, you know, if you haven't done it yet, please do it today. Have your goal card. Trust me, it makes all the difference. So something that I learned from DeAndre, I've learned a lot from DeAndre, but something that I learned from him was, and by the way, it took 3 times for him to tell me to write a script of my future self. It's called a manifesto. It took 3 times for him to tell me that, for me to actually do it, because as you guys know, we do learn through repetition, right? So by the 3rd time, I was like, okay, fine, let me do it. So I wrote a script. I don't have it with me, it's upstairs, but I wrote a script of where I'm going to be in December 2020. And it wasn't just about the house that I was going to have and about the car that I was going to have and about, you know, the nice things that I was going to have, but it was about the body that I was going to have, how much more of a loving, patient wife and mother I was, how much better of a friend, how many lives I had changed by December 2020, how much more patient I was with my kids, how much more happier. And it's all those little things that I want to be. It's not just about the material stuff, but who I want to be by the end of this year, right? And guess what? I read it every morning. And with what is it that you said? With another ink, you write what you're going to give up, the sacrifices that you're going to commit to be able to be that woman or that man by the end of the year. And when I read it every morning, it just it reminds me to act different. It reminds me to really vibrate higher. It reminds me to practice gratitude. It reminds me to be more patient with my kids. It reminds me to be a better daughter, to check on my mom, to be a leader, to check my chats, to have my calls. So definitely, I have had my whole team do, well, I've told them to do it. I don't know if everyone has done it, but definitely I suggest that for you guys to write a manifesto of where you want to be in December 2020 or 2021. And like I said, it's not just about the cars and what you're going to have and where you're going to be, but what kind of men and women you're going to become. How many lives are you going to change? How many people are you going to recruit? What rank are you going to be by that end? And when you read those things, when you read your manifesto every morning, you're going to act different because you're going to see yourself being an SED, being a chairman, being whatever it is that you want to be, being a better mom, having a better body. It makes me work out more. So it definitely works. So that is what I'm having my team do. And it has worked, I learned that from DeAndre. So if you guys can go ahead and, what is it that you do? The course that you do, if you can sign up to the course that he does, I highly recommend it. In such a short period of time, my business has multiplied, and I know it has a lot to do with him and Nano for sure. That's it. I'm done. Do you guys have any questions, or you want to give it back to you?
That's funny. I don't know if you're passing it over. You just stopped talking.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over the action plan. Like I said, when you get on a Bob Proctor coaching call with DeAndre, this is not another meeting. This is you guys are gonna take away an action step that you're going to apply to your business, and you will literally make quantum leaps, literally for free. I want everybody to win. I want everybody to feel how I feel. You should see our team group chat. It's a movie in there. Just gratitude and love and just quantum leaps. And I tell my clients, my number one result is I want you to feel how I feel. Like, I don't know how many new people are on this call. I feel like I have to share my story sometimes just to know, I don't know how many new people. Guys, my boy Riker is literally in this chat right now. There's my boy Riker. We were sleeping on his couch in March. I had $200 in my bank account. I want you to understand, I made $100,000 this week. I made $100,000 last month, and I'm at $100,000 for the week. Like literally from $200 to $100K a week in 60 days. Are you insane? How did this happen? The only reason I share my results is because I am learning from the same man that you are learning from right now. You know, some people didn't want to be on this call. They're like, oh no, I've already seen it before. I've already seen that lesson before. I already got my gold card. I've already heard Crisit speak 6 times. I don't need to be on this call. And that's why they're still clocking in right now. Unless they love that. But probably not. Probably not. You see, we are here to do something great. We're here, literally, like, you must understand, this is why I hold these free calls, because Uncle Bobby P is literally revolutionizing the way I view myself, the way I view my world. You must understand that we have greatness within us. And the only reason we will not realize that is because of our lack of awareness. lack of awareness, and being in the dark is the only reason that it's holding you back. Listen, I can listen to Christy all day. I love it. But some people are weird. Well, some people are weird. They got it figured out. That must be figured out. But honestly, really, I'm going to leave you guys with an action plan right here before. So here's what we're going to do. Let me show you action plan. All right, action plan. Objective, strategy, collaboration. Here's the objective, okay? Number one, you're going to do two things. I don't know if you caught this when Uncle Bobby P said, but sometimes he doesn't like to make it simple. Number one, this is what you're going to do after this call. You're going to write out a description of who you want to be. Who? The character traits. Not, yes, you can talk about what you want. The person. The person is what attracts that. Yes, you want the Cadillac. Yes, you want the McLaren or the Rolls Royce. That's good, but the person you are is what attracts it. Let me get my YouTube camera on, man. I'm recording this on YouTube as well. Content. It's the person you are that attracts the Rolls Royce, the car, the mansion, the paying for the schools in Africa. It's the person. Number one, write out a description of who you want. Now, there's two types of people who are going to do this. Some people are just habitual meeting goers. Habitual meeting goers. They're going to be on this call, take all the notes, and jump into another meeting and not do anything. That's a paradigm, family. That's a paradigm. If you just stop for a minute, do these things. Do these things that we're teaching you. Don't just tag us in a story like, yo, I'm with Christy and Miami Patron, just to put it on your story. That's not cool. Yes, that's cool. Great. But let's get you on somebody's story. Let's get somebody tagging you on a story because you're leading. You're doing something great. Let's get somebody tagging you. How's that going to happen? It's because you're applying these things. The paradigm, the knowing, doing gap. You know these things, but are you going to do it? That's up to you. Number one, action step. You're going to write out a description of the person you want to become. Just sit down and do it. Like Christy said, it took her 3 times. It took me some time too, honestly. But trust me, do it. Number 2, you're going to relax and you're going to internalize that image. We think in images, the subconscious mind. We have 2 parts of our mind, conscious, subconscious. The subconscious controls 96% of your results. You must understand that. You want to get to SED, $1 Million Club? It's going to come from your subconscious, not from a meeting. Internalizing what you're taking in this meeting, okay? So it understands images and emotion. Those are the languages subconscious mind understands. So what you're doing is when you're writing out this script, you're internalizing this new image of yourself. When you internalize this image, you can see it. You can see it. You see the $3,000 a month DeAndre didn't really have an image. I just like woke up and I moved. Like lowest level of awareness, literally. You wake up and you move. And whatever happens in the day, hopefully something happens. Not anymore. I wake up and I step into Alex Morton. I wake up, I step up into Matt Rosa. I wake up, I step into Uncle Bobby P. I step into that. When you step into that, you move, you act, and you think different. You move, you act, and you think different. And you begin attracting what that person has. You see, Alex Morton's at $1 million a month. For those of you that don't know, Alex Morton, he's like the grandson of Bob Proctor. He's 6 years ahead of me, and I just love what he's doing with him and his company. And I love the character he represents. He has the lifestyle, but then when he opens his mouth, people listen. That's how I want people to see me. Yes, okay, yes, I make 6 figures a month. Yes, I have the nice stuff, but when I open my mouth, people's lives get changed. That's the image that I'm talking about here. That's the life that I'm talking about. How do I build that? I wrote out a script and I internalized that script. Get emotionally involved. See yourself being on the stage. See yourself doing a potentials call with 1,000 people. See yourself, catching flights, catching stages, and catching bags. See yourself doing that. Get excited. Bring the emotion out of it. You see me getting emotional about this? I don't care that I've been doing this for 3 months. I'm emotionally involved. That's why my income went from 3K to 6 figures a week. How? I got emotionally involved and I found a person that had what I wanted. So for some of you, that might be Christy. Christy's a great person of character and just has an amazing family and just doing great things. That person might be Christy. Go look at how Christy moves and write out a version of what you want. That's why she's on this call. And get emotionally involved. See, so when you see her doing her Instagram, see yourself doing it like her. You know, maybe even do your hair like her, right? Whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's you have the ability to create. Bob Proctor says, create, don't compete. Create, don't compete. Creation. I talked to Neno about this. You see, Neno's been moving different because I'm actually about to hop on a call with them in 7 minutes for our one-on-one. I talked to him about coming from creation. To get to the next rank, create. And that's going to come from writing this script and internalizing it, okay? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to hop into a mastermind. So guys, if you want to apply for a free 30-minute strategy session, I'm going to give it to 7 people. We have almost 400 on this call. For 7 people, what you're going to do is you're going to text Bob Proctor to 3-1996, and we're going to build a custom game plan for you. Just for you. Nobody else is going to be on this call. It's our one-on-one. We're going to break down your paradigm. Where you at? Where you want to go? We're going to talk about these images, your self-image. We're going to talk about this on this call. So if you want to schedule a free 30-minute strategy session, Bob Proctor, 3-1996. Now, Christy, do you want to say one last word before I hop into a mastermind? I think maybe I have to unmute you. Hold on. Any last words before I hop into the mastermind?
I just wanted to thank you for everything that you're doing with everyone from my team. Like I told you earlier, you really have helped me multiply my business. So thank you for all that you do. I can't wait to see where we're going to be in a year, all of us. And guys, just apply what he says. Apply what your upline say, what your leaders say. They're telling you for a reason. I feel like the reason why me and DeAndre and everyone that's successful, we are successful, is because we're always willing to take the student seat. And not only are we taking the notes and joining the calls, but we're applying what we're learning. What's the point of all of you, 355 of you, being on this call for an hour and then going back to your couch and finishing Netflix? Like, there's no point. So trust me, we're in the easiest time to become millionaires. So just take the student seat, humble yourself, apply what you learn, and trust me, you're gonna be at the top in no time. And thank you for having me. I love you guys.
Thanks, Christy. Okay, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to take one question. Christy, if you need to go, you can go. Thank you so much. I'll text you afterwards. I got 5 minutes before my call with Neno, guys. So I'm going to take a couple questions before I hop on with Neno, okay? So let's go. What you're going to do is click participants, raise your hand, and you can ask me questions about anything. Law of attraction, subconscious mind, how to get your team moving, how to change your team's paradigm. Anything is literally open, okay? So I don't even know how to say your name. Maria? Okay, that's spelled different. Maria, I'll go ahead and take that question. Christy, if you want to stay on the call, you can also add value too. And then we can go from there. All right, Maria, I unmuted you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this call. I'm so grateful to be part of this team. You have no idea. I always get really teary-eyed when I talk. It's funny just because I feel all the emotions, and it's really exciting. I got distracted, so I'm being honest here, when you had the action plan, the objective, the strategy, but I missed the collaboration, and it sounds pretty simple, like I would just collaborate with someone. Was that, I missed it, and so I just don't want to miss it.
Action plan again?
Say again?
You want the action plan again?
Just the last portion, because I got the collaboration part. It seems pretty self-explanatory, but I want to make sure I'm not missing anything specific.
Okay, good question. Okay, so you're a leader. Even if
yes.
you have one person on your team, what you do is talk to them, have a group call tonight, and then start building this image with the team. Like, what does our team represent? We are a company within a company. If you're network marketing, you're a company within a company. Even though I work with Bob Proctor, I am a company within a company. So later tonight, I'm having a meeting with all my sales leaders. They're not salespeople. They're not my employees. They're sales leaders. They're with me. And what I'm doing is I'm casting the vision, guys. Here's what we're doing. We are having the largest business mastery event in the world. We're going to have 50,000 people inside of Dolphin Stadium. We are going to catch stages. We are going to literally be a company of abundance. I want 3 salesmen earning $30,000 a month, just changing people's lives. We're like casting the vision. So you cast the vision, and then you collaborate with them. Hey guys, where do you see yourself falling into this? Where do you see yourself? How can I help you get to where you want to get? And making them feel special. So collaborating with your top leaders and letting those leaders trickle down. Okay, because leadership stops from the top and trickles down. Like I said, Christy is learning this information. I don't know if she left or not, but she's learning this information and it's starting to trickle down to her team. Mina, Oh my gosh, Mina is a whole different animal. For those of you that know Mina, she's in the company Monet. She is a complete animal right now. She's internalizing this, and it's just trickling down to her team. And guess what? Like, her teammates they're waking up differently. Their energy is different. So the collaboration, Maria, is going to come from this. You do it for yourself, your own self-image. Build it for yourself. Who's the woman you want to become? Who's at SED? How do you present yourself? Then you meet with your leaders. Even if it's that one person, you cast that vision, and then you build an image with them. Cast the vision. People follow a vision. People want to follow a leader with vision. And then you build that image with them. Do the same thing. Hey guys, what kind of company do we want to run here? When people see our SED team, what do they see? What kind of people do we attract? What do we represent? What is the character we have? Does that help?
Yeah, that's perfect. I appreciate that. It's funny that I've actually been applying it, but you guys are just teaching me ways to do it better. You know, one of my mottos is every day I'm getting better and better, you know. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone that's on this call. I really do take a little bit from everyone. So thanks again.
Definitely. Alrighty, family. So like I said, if you want to schedule that free 30-minute strategy session, you're going to text Bob Proctor to 31996, or you can go on my Instagram bio. My Instagram is @MiamiPatron. If you make sure you guys get in the Telegram group. Could somebody do me a favor? Post in the chat right now our Telegram link. That way they can get all the updates. We don't have to share the link or nothing. Everybody's in the group chat, and it's just simple. So somebody can type that in the chat. Like every Bob Proctor coaching call, we always end on time because we are leaders. And guess what? We all should have an appointment in 60 seconds. All right, family. I'll see you guys next time.